all a lovely, pretty and happy morning. So we are in a new chapter, that is improvement in food resources. This chapter is not in the syllabus, it is excluded from the syllabus. Though it is excluded from the syllabus, just to gain a little knowledge about this chapter, let us learn this chapter as we have completed our portion and the syllabus. According to the syllabus, let us just have a little knowledge about the improvement in food resources. As the title indicates, improvement, how to improve our food resources. That's what this chapter tells us about. So as you see here, you can see a lot of vegetables, the pretty vegetables. So sometimes we love them, sometimes we don't love. So we have our own favorite dishes. So sometimes we like burgers, sometimes we love pizzas, sometimes we love sandwiches, sometimes we love chicken, sometimes we love chapati. So we have our own choices. So we do eat the sufficient amount of food which is having enough nutrition. So actually that can help us to lead a great life. If we eat proper food, sufficient amount of food that which is having nutrition, the proper amount of nutrition that can lead us to lead a great life ahead. So with that, let us move ahead. So when we talk about the improvement in the food resources, what about the population? You can see here the population. If we talk about the India or as a whole, the amount of food is very less and the population is growing exponentially. How to tackle this problem? How to basically provide the food to the huge human population? How to provide food to the huge human population? That is the main motive of this chapter, the improvement of food resources. So we are trying how to improve the food resources so that humans have their bellies full. So let's move ahead. Now, when we talk about the food, we do depend upon two major resources. What are they? Plants and animals. So we are depending upon the two major resources, that are plants and animals. Plants, of course, we know that fruits, grains, vegetables, pulses, etc. are involved in plants. Animals, of course, we know that milk, egg, chicken or fish, etc. are included in this one. So now these are the staple food of us that which we need on the regular basis. So these are the staple foods. So food, regarding the food, when we discuss, it is being divided into two, plants and animals. Plants, of course, we know that grains, vegetables, pulses, etc., etc. And in the animal, milk, egg, chicken, fish, etc. are involved in this one. So these, as I have told you just now, these are the staple food of us that which we need in a regular basis. Plants, where to obtain from agriculture, and animals, where to be obtained from animal husbandry. So let's move ahead. Now let us see what are the challenges that we Indians are facing to improve the food resources. So since we are discussing about the population, we know that population is growing exponentially. So that we will have lack of food resources. We will not have enough amount of food for the proper growth and development of the people. So for that, basically the government and the people, lots of people across the world, they are doing the scientific researches basically to improve the quality, the resources of the food, so that we can tackle the problems of the growing population. So actually here you can see here India's ever growing population. India is already intensively cultivated, so no more scope to increase the area under cultivation. So why? Since the population is growing, when the population grows, people from the urban cities will be moving from one place to the another. So they wanted to stay there. Of course, where they will be staying, they need a building there to stay. So of course they will be constructing a building wherever the agricultural land will be. So that when they are utilizing that agricultural land, of course we are losing the land for the cultivation. Of course it acts as a barrier there, and that that there is a great problem arising there. So we have to tackle all this problem and we have to see how to improve. Keeping all this population in the mind, this population also must grow, they also need the proper growth and the proper development. Keeping all these minds, let us see what are the possible solutions for it. So, what is the possible solution for the growing population? So, what could be the possible solution, everyone? We have to increase the production of the crops as well as we have to increase the production of the livestock. As you can see here, the possible solution, increase the production efficiency for both crops and livestock. So, we should produce high quality of products. We must have high amount of yield. So, we must high amount of products, then only we will be able to, we must improve the quality of the seeds, we must be able to improve the quality of the lands and so on. Then only we will be able to tackle the problem. Then only we will be able to find out the possible solution. As a responsible citizen, you and me, all of you must work out for this planet Earth. Then only we will be able to tackle this problem as in the present scenario. So let's move ahead. Now, people like you and me are thinking that why not we do something for these amazing people. So what did they do, everyone? They started various types of revolution. You can see here the green revolution as well as the white revolution, in which green defines the production of crops, production of food, okay, food production, the production of crops. White revolution is nothing but it is increase in the availability of the milk. So huge, we all know that huge population of in India are depending upon the milk. Your mother also every day morning will be asking you to drink the milk. So we add a lot of Bonvita, a lot of Horlicks, a lot of Complan for the better growth, for the better development. We do add and we do drink. So we have buttermilk, we have curds, we have sweets made up of milk. So basically milk has a huge consumption and we have a huge population. So to increase the yield, to increase, of course, to increase the quality, we went for the various revolutions, that is green revolutions as well as white revolution. Okay, so green revolution is nothing but the increase in the quality of the food, and as the name suggests, green for the plant and white for the milk. Green revolution and various white revolution. So this green revolution as well as the white revolution plays an important role in the huge human population. So with this, let's move ahead. So now, what are the challenges that we see in the green revolution as well as the white revolution? See, natural resources may eventually get exhausted. So the natural resources may get exhausted. A balance should be struck between the increasing food resources and balancing the environment. So we all know that we have learned just now about the white revolution as well as the green revolution. So sometimes animals may not be getting proper food, or these kind of challenges we may be receiving or we may be going through. So what we can do for it? How can we overcome these challenges? How can we improve? Keeping all this in mind, how can we improve the quality? Now, here there is a question for you. How can the yields of crop and livestock be increased? How can the yields of a crop and livestock can be increased? Yes, of course we can do it. How can we do it? With the help of resources we have. So let's see what are the resources that which we are having. So what are the resources that which we have? We have pulses, we have animals, we have plants, we have a lot of crops. So we have all these resources. So with these resources, we must improve the quality of the food. So let's move ahead. If you wanted to change or if you wanted to improve the quality of the resources that which we are having, then we must understand what types of crops we must have or what types of crop we must cultivate. For example, if I wanted to study for the 9th class or particular subject, I will be going through that 9th class book, not other classes books, isn't it? So I will be looking for that book, I will be reading that index, then according to that I will be planning and preparing for the 9th class. In the same way, if you wanted to improve the resources, if you wanted to improve the quality of the crop, then we must understand what type of crops we must cultivate, what are the seasons we have to cultivate, then which type of plant, how to yield, how to get a better yield, how to increase the quality of the crops that which we are going to sow on during these seasons. So for that, we are having two types of crops here, Kharif crops and Rabi crops. So these crops will be depending upon the climatic conditions, the temperature, the photo periods of the light, their growth and completion of the life cycle. Basically based on these crops, they are Kharif and Rabi crops. So let's learn about the Kharif crops. So Kharif and Rabi are the crops that we are cultivated, we are harvesting in our country. These are the two major types of crop production that occurs in our country based on the humidity, we can say. So let's learn about the Kharif crops. So Kharif crops is grown in the rainy season. What is the month? June to October. Examples are given here: paddy, soyabean, pigeon pea, maize, cotton, green gram, black gram. All these are Kharif crops. We can say it is a summer during the summer season we are sown. Okay, so lot of water it requires. Here we have maize, here we have paddy, here we have pigeon pea. So all these require more amount of water. And when is this sown? This is sown in the month of June, and when it is harvested in the month of October. So you can remember K is equal to S. Otherwise you can remember KJO. So KJO, we can remember in this way also Karan Johar, that is a very typical Bollywood name, so that you can really remember, you will be interested to remember the Bollywood director's name. In that way also you can remember KJO. So K is Kharif, it stands for Kharif, June is the month it is sown, and October is the month that we are harvesting this particular crop. So let's move forward and learn about the Rabi crops. So what do you understand by the Rabi crops? So these are grown in the winter season. Rabi crops are grown in the winter season. The month is given November to April. So we have examples as wheat, we have examples gram, we have examples peas, mustard, linseed. All these are the examples of the Rabi crops. So these are the two different crops harvested in our country. The two major type of crop production that occurs in our country based on the humidity, based on the temperature, based on the rainfall. So based on the changes that is taking place in our country. So Kharif and Rabi. So Rabi is very easy to remember. RNA. So that's a very familiar term, and it is a tricky way to remember. RNA. R stands for Rabi. And N stands for November. November is the month it is sown, and April is the month that is being harvested. So Kharif and Rabi crops. So in our next class we will be learning about the farming practices. So may God bless you all. Thank you.